Welcome to the journey of artistic subtleties. In the previous video, I explored the Sittanavasal Lotus Pond mural. Today, I am revisiting it, sketching it once again for a deeper understanding of it through the lens of the sutras. Satyam cha Vainikam chaiv Nagaram mishramev cha chitram chaturvidham proktam tasya vakshyami lakshanam. I took a printout of the reference image, the 7th century Lotus Pond mural from Sittanavasal cave, and started drawing it with my pencil. This time it looked more like an illustration, each character speaking to me something. To better understand the surface of the composition, I divided the surface into 4 quadrants. This helped me to study how the elements are distributed across the space and how balance and rhythm was achieved. Using this method, I began the process of recreating the composition, focusing not just on replacing the forms but also on understanding the underlying visual logic that held the composition together as a mural. Time has left its mark on the surface. Parts of the murals are clearly visible while others are worn out and fragmented, which is only expected from a work that has survived for over thousands of years. Yet, despite this natural erosion, the clarity of the composition, the placement of forms, and the visual intelligence of the mural remain truly astounding. Now, recollecting the sutra that we have chosen, Satyam cha Vainikam chaiv Nagaram mishramev cha chitram chaturvidham proktam tasya vakshyami lakshanam. Let's see how this sutra relates to the composition of the lotus pond. Every masterpiece starts with a framework. In this sutra, an artist's vision is divided into 4 unique styles. First, the Satya style, where we capture nature exactly as it is. Then the Vainika style, which reflects a pattern or rhythmic harmony in a visual form. For sophisticated and the refined style, there is the Nagara. And for the versatile, there is the Mishra, a fusion of all the 3. Let's now see where this composition of the lotus pond fits in. The first category, the naturalistic mode of rendering, comes very close, except for the way the pond is layered with different animals and birds, showing a very little variation in scale. The second category is the Vainika style. The term is derived from the Veena, the classical musical instrument. Just as Veena music represents the pinnacle of refinement, discipline, and harmonic order, a Vainika painting achieves a similar sense of rhythm and balance in a visual form. Rather than aiming for purely photographic imitation of nature, it embodies an orderly and refined beauty. In this composition, we can observe how the different elements or the subject matter, the elephants, the swans, fishes, human figures, buffaloes, and lotuses, are rendered with grace and harmony. Each form is thoughtfully placed, analytically dividing the surface of the canvas with asymmetrical balance, creating a visual clarity. Each lotus flower is surrounded by a leaf, creating a pattern that synchronizes the whole composition. This is what makes me more confident about the composition falling into the category of Vainika. I could easily rule out the Nagara style as the figure in the composition is quite simple and not heavily ornate. The other elements remains closely grounded in nature, with nothing overly done or coarsely sophisticated in their rendering. Speaking about the Mishra style, which is the mix of Satya, Vainika and the Nagara style, wherein here in this composition, as we hardly find the features of the Nagara style, it cannot be a mix of the three styles. So I rule out the possibility of the composition being the Mishra style. I can now clearly picturize this into the Vainika style only. There is yet another interpretation of the Vainika style by scholars. They say Vainika as the Desi style or the folk style, and the Nagara to be the modern style. But to my conscience, in this context, only refers to the Vainika as mentioned above, derived from the root word Veena, and the Nagara style, which classifies into the most sophisticated style. Based on these four stylistic classification, Satya, Vainika, Nagara or Mishra, how would you categorize this lotus pond composition? Share your interpretations in the comments below. Thank you for joining me today. If you enjoyed this journey into the nuances of art and Indian philosophy, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Until next time, keep exploring the depths of artistic subtleties.